Hi, I'm Bill Zimmerman, the creator of MakeBeliefsComix.com, a place where you can create your own comic strips online. Why do I love comic strips? Well, I remember the happiest day of my life as a kid was on Sunday mornings when my father would leave the house early and to go get some bagels and jelly donuts, and he'd come back with armloads of newspapers. And I would reach for his arm and just grab them, and what was I looking for? It was the comic section. I was in love with the colors and the characters, and I love the idea of people being able to live in a world where they could fly and do anything that was impossible for me to do as a kid. And I remember lying down on the carpet with my father and the newspapers, and I would look at the pictures. I couldn't read at that point, but I knew something was going in those white balloons around people's heads, and I learned with my father's help that these were letters, and the letters made sounds, and that was the way I began learning how to read. And since that time, I worked with cartoonists, some of the greatest in the country, in all my work as a journalist and as an editor and writer of many books. And a couple of years ago, I created this website because I thought creating comics online would be a wonderful way for people not only to have fun, but to practice their writing and reading and storytelling skills. And to this tape that you'll be watching for a minute or two, we show a class at City College where students who are learning English, this is an advanced ESOL class, use the comic strips as part of the curriculum to practice their writing and reading skills, and they have adapted the site very creatively.
My name is Tamara Kurson, and I'm the ESOL lead instructor at City College. And I wanted to tell you a bit about four of my students in particular and how they've used the website, the comic strips, Make Believe Comics by Bill Zimmerman. Susanna is from the Dominican Republic, and she loves to express her sense of humor. And the thing that's been interesting about her with the comics is I have seen her writing skills develop. She has written several comic strips. In the beginning, she wrote some words, but not a lot. And her latest strip about Zora is she fills up 4 entire panels.
The first time that I used Make Believe was 1.5 years ago. And it was wonderful for me because I like to write, and when I found out about the website, I found a way to write an essays without many words, and that's wonderful because I used to write in class, and now I can do it better.
Ramon absolutely is an ebullient person in general, but that personality, that character comes forth in his writing, and he loves to write. And the comic strip has been a way that he's been able to talk about his experiences as a character in Reader's Theater, going to Zora and seeing a play. So he made the connection between his experiences in theater and the comic strip and created a real life experience.
My name is Ramon Santos, and I love creating comics because I can improve my English because of that. It's a great way to express my ideas and feelings. Otherwise, I love comics because it reminds me to my grandfather, the man with the glasses, because his gestures. 2 months ago, I was working on it, and reminds me to my grandfather, which was a great experience. Sometimes I work with it at home, and I love it because I have fun, and I can transmit my emotion to the others, and I can develop my ideas, which is good for me. I love it, and I will be using all my life if it's possible.
Anna's from Colombia, and she has used it in the most extraordinary ways. She's not only used the comic strip to write about herself, but she's used it intergenerationally, because Anna had received a request to respond to a book called Fat Stanley from her niece. And she created a comic strip about her niece called Flat Paola, the name of her niece, and talked about the use of the comic strip for this particular character. So Anna used comics for herself, for her niece, and she has also introduced the comic strip in her own home with her 7-year-old son Mauricio.
Creating a comics is fun for me. Miss Kirsten taught my niece how to create a comic strip. So she did it. And this is the comic strip that she created, and it tells about the experience she had coming to New York City. And she told it was a wonderful experience, and especially creating her own comic strip.
Mohammed first came to me in the beginning of the semester. I could tell that there was a great deal of charm behind his quiet, but mostly what I saw and his classmates saw and heard was that quiet. And so over the course of the semester, that's changed, and he's become to effervesce. And the comic strip has been one way in which he's been able to express himself and begin to realize that he really does fit into the community, is a part of our community, is a part of a larger community. So he's made connections by using the comic strip, and he's been able to say, I'm shy. He's been able to affirm that shyness is okay, but at the same time, I've seen through the use of working on the comic strip that he's been able to outgrow that shyness and begin to let us know who he is.
It makes believe make me good for my imagination.
I welcome you to try this site with your own students. Enjoy.